On the show today, drones are killing more and more Americans, but is there more to it than that? We'll explain.
John McCain tweeted something people are finding not too nice. We want to know what you have to think.
Stay tuned, we'll have everything you want and need to know. I'm Sam Kukulis.
I'm Mike Smith.
And this is The Outlier. Hello once again to The Outlier. We are so happy you're joining us.
We just want to say thank you for all the support. We already have over 330 views on YouTube.
Let's get right into it.
These past few days, you've probably heard some talks about drones being targeted by President Obama at Americans. This is true, but it's a very complex issue, so I'll take it a little slow and make it understandable. Yes, drones are targeting U.S. citizens, blowing them up basically, but don't expect a drone to fly around your neighborhood looking for a suspect. Those targeted are Americans who have joined al-Qaeda as a senior operative leader or an associate force, or just basically against the U.S. and are involved in terrorist activity. NBC News obtained the legal document saying what and how the government is doing this. You can download the whole thing offline. I did. It's right here. It's a 16-page memo and pretty much says the strikes replace judge, jury, and trial with a missile strike. It's an execution by air, as it's been put. U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder says this sidesteps the legal process when there is an imminent threat and there isn't much of a chance of catching them to put them on trial or in jail. In that document, though, it says an imminent threat, the government does not need clear evidence that an attack will take place in the immediate future. All they really need is to show someone somewhere is doing something bad. Press Secretary Jay Carney says these strikes are legal, ethical, and wise. The response to all this is people who are not targeted are sometimes either killed or injured by the strikes. In Pakistan, CNN reports there are 363 drone strikes, killing 2,600 or 3,500 people. That included around 470 to 900 civilians. But page 2 in the memo states Congress gave authorization to the president to use, quote, all the necessary and appropriate force against these entities, the bad guys. But when it comes down to it, whether the president goes around Congress or they say it's okay, it's still happening. Referring back to the document, on the next page, it says, it talks about using force against those who are planning to kill Americans. If you take out the titles, one person is trying to kill another. Doesn't matter who they are, they're still dangerous. We can either do nothing or kill some to save many. This whole thing, it takes out American soldiers of the equation and takes out Americans threatening America. Is this a necessary evil, or should we go about this another way? The question is, will the ends justify the means?
Last Sunday, the Baltimore Ravens came out victorious with a 34-31 win over the San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl 47. Ravens linebacker Ray Lewis won his second Super Bowl in the last season of his professional career. Beyoncé looked stunning while performing as halftime entertainment that featured a reunion with Destiny's Child. Shortly after the halftime show, a 34-minute delay took place due to a partial power outage. Unknown to fans in attendance since 2001 was a well-equipped sniper rifle manned by a member of the SWAT team. This unseen protection is only precautionary, seeing as the Super Bowl is one of the highest attended sporting events.
John McCain is a well-respected senator. He won his 5th Senate term in 2010. He's a war hero, and he almost became our 44th president. With that, you can conclude he probably means well and generally knows what he's talking about. But there was an instant this week where he tweeted something that some people didn't really like. Some actually called it racist. Here's what the tweet said. So Ahmadinejad wants to be the first Iranian in space. Wasn't he there last week? And then attached a link to an article titled, Iran launches monkey into space. I'm not going to say if it's racist, you can make that call. But let's just talk about it for a second. Granted, the president of Iran is not our best friend, but was this really appropriate for the senator to tweet? He called the leader of another country a derogatory term. What if Ahmadinejad had called our president a frowned upon term? You know what if our president had called Ahmadinejad a name like that? Can you imagine how people would respond to that? But at the same time, in the big picture, Senator McCain's not the real bully here. This does not automatically put him on the bad senators list if there were such a thing. Iran may be making nuclear weapons. The Iran and Weapons of Mass Destruction Wikipedia page says they don't have any at the moment, but we should probably keep our eyes and satellites out for that. Senator McCain was essentially just making a joke at a potentially very dangerous man, and that's what he called it. He posted a follow-up tweet telling people to lighten up, asking, can't everyone take a joke? But was it too far out of the respectable zone? Anyway, we want to hear from you. Was this a harmless joke, or should he have to publicly apologize or retract and leave the funnies to Rob Delaney? Tweet us at the Outlier ASU, or go to Facebook and search the Outlier ASU.
The U.S. Postal Service announced they are going to switch to a 5-day mail delivery schedule starting in August. The new schedule should cut about $2 billion a year from the $16 billion in debt they obtained last year. Ladies, breathe. This change only pertains to letters, not packages. You will receive your shoes in time to go out Saturday night. Now with Zara and our PDQ News.
Two powerful storms are expected to converge overnight, possibly dumping as much as a foot of snow in New York and up to 3 feet in Boston. The storm is already compared to the so-called Great Blizzard of 1978. Boston Mayor Thomas Menino called it a very serious storm, and people have been warned to use public transportation, or better yet, stay off the streets. According to CNN.com, Iran says it has decoded and released footage from a U.S. drone that it downed in 2011. At the time, U.S. officials acknowledged that the drone was missing. President Obama asked Iran to return it back in 2011, but they refused. The Federal Reserve has acknowledged that an outside party gained access to its website and some of their data. Their spokesman said that the issue was resolved quickly and is no longer a problem, nor did it affect any critical operations of the Fed. They did not release which of its websites had been hacked or details as to what information they might have found. According to CNN.com, a 17-year-old Kansas City boy had been handcuffed in his family's basement since September. He was fed only ramen noodles, instant oatmeal, and bologna sandwiches, and freed to use the bathroom just 3 times a day. Neighbors say the boy was mentally challenged. He was treated at a hospital and placed in county custody. Now this is pretty unbelievable. A 9-year-old girl in Mexico gives birth to a healthy 6-pound baby on January 27th. Jalisco authorities are looking for a 17-year-old boy who the girl claims is her boyfriend and the baby's father. In the U.S., there were 318 cases of 10-year-old girls becoming mothers in 2011, and in Jalisco, there have been 465 cases of girls at ages 10 to 14 becoming mothers. Osama bin Laden's hideout is to be turned into an amusement park. The park will feature a wildlife zoo, heritage parks, and waterfalls in about 8 years. Shah denies that the amusement park is meant to improve the town's image and says it has nothing to do with Osama bin Laden. The government is only trying to improve tourism province-wide. Locals, however, have told The Guardian that the park will bring a nice change to Abbottabad's tarnished image. That's your news PDQ style. Sam, back to you.
Spotify attempts to predict the winners of the 55th Annual Grammy Awards through consumer data. They predict Mumford & Sons' 2012 folk album Babel is favored to take home Album of the Year. The Lumineers will take home Best New Artist, and Carly Rae will win Best Pop Solo Performance for that song. Will their predictions hold true? You can catch the 55th Annual Grammy Awards Sunday, February 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS. For those who don't have an HBO or Showtime subscription, you are not alone. The HBO series Game of Thrones was the #1 pirated show last year with over 4 million downloads. This number equals the number of people who actually tune in to watch the show live. Dexter, a Showtime series, fell a short second at 3 million torrents. According to E! News, a recent study reflects that 80% of piracy occurs outside of the United States. Calling all Monopoly fans, if you had an emotional attachment to the Iron token, please brace yourselves. Facebook fans have voted on a cat token to join the lineup. The Iron, Shoe, and Wheelbarrow were among the chopping block for replacement. And other contenders for the position included a robot, diamond ring, helicopter, and guitar. The game dates back nearly 8 decades ago, and the contest was hosted to keep fans engaged. Now to Marina Beach with What's Trending.
A South Korean Air Force posted a Les Mis video parody on YouTube. Seeing that military service is mandatory for young men in South Korea, they often put on these performances. It is said that musical performances is the best way to relieve any natural anxiety that men may feel with being away from home. The video was posted on February 5th and already has over 300,000 views.
I dreamed a dream 어릴 적에
Governor Chris Christie talks fat jokes on The Late Show with David Letterman. Despite the weight criticism that the governor has recently received, he told Letterman that he has no problem with his weight. And to prove that, he pulled out a donut from his suit pocket and began eating it. Many people are concerned about Christie's health and the possible factors it may have on his potential presidential candidacy in 2016. But Christie claims he is basically the healthiest fat guy you've ever seen in your life. Instant advertising is on the rise. Last Sunday during the Super Bowl's infamous power outage, Oreo Cookie Company took advantage of this uncommon opportunity. During the 34-minute power outage, Oreo tweeted a picture of an Oreo sitting in the light and shadow with a headline title, "You can still dunk in the dark." This simple and surprising ad instantly became a viral hit and was retweeted more than 15,000 times in the first 14 hours it was posted. That's all for your trending news. Sam, back to you.
A Florida teen was arrested on drug possession charges, but that didn't seem to teach her a lesson about defying the law. 18-year-old Penelope Soto was given an initial bond set at $5,000, and the teen responded with a defiant attitude that wasn't appreciated by the judge. Take a look.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
Come back, ma'am. Come back. Come back. Give me the paper again. Count one will be 10,000.
Are you serious?
I am serious. Adios. Come back again. Come back again. Bring her back again.
What's up?
I believe I heard you saying to...
Yes, I did. I'm not going to the...
I believe you... Did you say...
Yes, actually, I
Did you say that?
Yes, sir, I did.
Oh, you did say that?
I'm not
I
gonna
find you in
lie.
direct criminal contempt. 30 days in the county jail.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
30 days in the county jail.
Once again, thank you for tuning into The Outlier.
Don't forget to connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. Search for The Outlier ASU.
For now, I'm Sam Kukulis.
And I'm Mike Smith. Why be normal when you can be an outlier? See you next week.